Hello again, everybody. Welcome to USA Wrestling Weekly. I'm Scott Casper here now. This week's news and features from USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. Well, the next big USA Wrestling event is around the corner, and the eyes of the wrestling world will be focused on the 2011 U.S. World Team Trials to be held at the Cox Convention Center in Oklahoma City, June 10th and 11th. The event features the nation's top athletes in the three Olympic styles. The eventual champions will represent the U.S. at the 2011 World Championships in Istanbul, Turkey. The first day of competition is Friday, June 10th, with 9 weight classes contested, including 3 in men's freestyle, 4 in Greco, and 2 in women's freestyle. A 3-time world medalist and 2002 world champion Jermel Byers sets the stage in Greco at 264 pounds. Byers will be joined by 2-time world bronze medalist Justin Lester at 145 pounds in Greco. 2008 Olympic team members Spencer Mango at 121 pounds in Greco and Allie Bernard at 158 pounds in women's freestyle will all see action on Friday as well. All 4 of these stars won U.S. Open titles this year and entered the event ranked number 1 at their respective weights. Other 2011 men's freestyle national champions competing on Friday include 132-pound star Reese Humphrey and Jordan Burroughs at 163 pounds, along with Jake Varner at 211 pounds. Helen Maroulis is scheduled to see action at 121 pounds in women's freestyle, and at 185 pounds it'll be Greco-Roman national champion Jordan Holm. He'll compete as well. Friday Challenge Tournament will feature 2006 world silver medalist Mike Zadek, who will compete in freestyle. Dude is good. Saturday, 9 more weight classes will hit the mats. 4 in men's freestyle, 3 in Greco, and 2 in women's freestyle. Included in the competition will be 2008 world champion Clarissa Chun competing at 105 pounds in women's freestyle. Chun was a U.S. Open champion this year. 2009 world silver medalist and 185-pound U.S. Open champion Jake Herbert will hit the mats as well on Saturday. We'll look forward to that. 2010 world silver medalist Elena Peroskova, this year's national champion, will be wrestling at 138 pounds in freestyle. Greco star and 2005 world bronze medalist Justin Ruiz, the winner of this year's U.S. Open at 211 pounds, will also see action on the second day. 2009 world bronze medalist Tervel Delagna, the national freestyle champion at 264, he'll see action as well. Others scheduled to compete include former University of Oklahoma standout Sam Hazewinkle as he continues his hunt for a spot on the team at 121. He'll be joined by former teammate Tion Ware at 145 pounds. Both were NCAA champions for the Sooners. Other U.S. Open champions competing on Saturday include Greco-Roman stars Joe Betterman at 132 pounds and Ben Provisor at 163 pounds. Big-name stars in the Challenge Tournament include 2008 Olympic champion Henry Cejudo at 121 pounds, 2006 World Greco champion Joe Warren at 132 pounds, and 2-time world champion Christy Davis at 138 pounds. Our nation's best athletes are completing their preparation for the World Team Trials, the most important domestic event of their year. We talked with 2010 Greco-Roman World Team member Jake Fisher about his training.
Just gotta go out and wrestle and, gotta hit my attacks and I gotta score, basically. I didn't score at national, so been working on a lot of things, improvement, so.
What's the training situation for you right now?
It's a little different than was Boise, but just gotta make do what you got and make the best of it. So I mean, there's more guys here than there was in Boise, but I know most of these guys from Northern and everything, so it works well. So there's a lot of guys in my weight class here to train with and everything, so it's good.
Well, the World Team Trials are very important this year because the 2011 World Championships is a qualifying event for the 2012 London Olympic Games. National freestyle coach Zeke Jones looks forward to the action in Oklahoma City.
Well, we got a lot of momentum, you know that. Between Beat the Streets, 5 guys in the Pan Am finals, I think we've made a lot of progress. So I think we're at where we should be.
In terms of training situations, how do you put them through? Is it a cool down? Is it a peak mode? What type of situation is it right now?
30, 40 minutes sparring, drilling sparring, and then a match or 2 each, morning and afternoon. I think
they're gonna go some Greco,
and then we're gonna go some Greco. So I think we're right where we need to be.
Well, tickets are available, and fans are looking forward to their travel to Oklahoma City for all the action. You can order your tickets now. We invite you to do so. Get them for the World Team Trials at Ticketmaster.com. We'll see you there.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Well, the United States and Iran have had a long rivalry in freestyle as two of the world's best nations in the sport. Although the governments don't have any official relationship, the wrestling teams have a deep respect for each other. In 1998, American wrestlers were the first U.S. sportsmen to compete in Iran after the Iranian Revolution, and U.S. wrestling has traveled to Iran many times for competition since. Well, in a historic act of cooperation and friendship, a team of Iranian wrestlers came to the U.S. Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs for joint training with Freestyle Team USA. It was the first time an Iranian team had trained there. We bring to you some behind-the-scenes footage of that training.
Here at the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs with Iranian national coach and four-time world medalist Mohammadi. And Mo, you're going to help us out with some interpretations here. First question, what's it like for you to be sitting here training at the Olympic Training Center in the United States?
من قبل از هر چیز سلام عرض میکنم به همه دوستان خودم و دوست عزیزمون که داره فیلم برداری میکنم.
He would like to say hello to all our friends and you guys are wrestling and you taking this interview.
من احساس خیلی خوبی دارم، خیلی خوشحال هستم که توی اردوی تیم ملی امریکا و کلرادو اسپرینگ هستم، به خصوص در کنار دوست خیلی خوبم و رقیب دینم زیک جونز سرمربی تیم ملی امریکا.
He's very happy to be here among friends also at the Olympic Training Center, and it's a pleasure for him to be here working with Zeke Jones. He's our old-time competitor, and they had great competition together.
As far as how many of the guys have you brought have been to the United States before?
Guys, چند نفر از تعدادی که اومدن قبلا به آمریکا بودن؟
من خودم قبلا 6 بار امریکا اومدم. آقای کاوه یکم مربی خوب تیم ملی قبلا امریکا اومده و دو تا قهرمانای خوبمون که الان شرایط خیلی خوبی تو دنیای کشتی دارن به اسم سازار رودرزی 74 و رضا یزدانی 96 کیلوگرم قبلا امریکا نیومدن و برای اولین باره که به امریکا اومدن.
He has been here in the past multiple times, and the other coach, Mr. Kave, also has been here in the past. But this is a great opportunity for the two top contenders at 74 kilogram, Sadegh Boudarzi, and also Reza Yazdani, who's a 96 kilogram. This is their first time here.
How do you think they're enjoying themselves so far?
خیلی خوبه، یه شرایط خوب متفاوتیه و شرایط اردویی خیلی خوبی رو دارن اینجا، چون تو ارتفاعست شرایط تامین کردن براشون خیلی خوبه، به خصوص روز اول بهشون فشار اومد، ولی چون چند روز دیگه مسابقات انتخابی تیم ملی در کشورمون داریم خیلی میتونه بهشون کمک کنه و برای موفقیت در مسابقات جهانی اسلامی.
This is a rather interesting facility for them because of the elevation, so they were having a hard time at the beginning adjusting, but now it's great, they're enjoying themselves, and it's a good opportunity for them to train out here and get ready for the World Championships coming up in that.
یه چیزی هم که خیلی مهمه اینجا امکاناتی که هست خیلی خوبه، سالن تمرین، سالن بدنسازی، محل خواب، تغذیه، شرایط خیلی خوبه و به بچه‌ها داره.
There's a lot of great opportunities here, the facility, the food, the dormitory, so everything is great for them.
We got the Iranian coaches and some wrestlers in town. A very unique experience for not just them, but for the United States. What's it been like for you as a coach to have their feel in the room?
Well, Ghulam Mohammadi is a very close personal friend of mine, the head coach of Iran. We wrestled back when we competed, and we've remained friends throughout our coaching careers. And they've got some great wrestlers, as you know. They got a couple of medalists here training with us, so it's a good opportunity for our guys. Maribel and Bizzari were going at it. Raymond Jordan's going at it with Yazdani, and so it's good to be on the wrestling mat because it's good to see the U.S. and the Iranian cultures come together in the spirit of sport and wrestling.
Well, it was a first ever. A Junior World Cup was contested, featuring many of the top 17 to 20-year-olds in the world. A team of top U.S. wrestlers saw action at the FILA Junior Freestyle World Cup held in Plauen, Germany. Well, the United States completed the two-day event with a 1-3 record, placing 6th overall. In their pool competition, the U.S. defeated Japan by the score of 5-3, but then lost to both Azerbaijan and Georgia by the identical score of 6-2. In the 5th place match, Team USA lost to Turkey by the margin of 6-2 as well. The U.S. team featured 4 wrestlers who won FILA Junior national titles in Cleveland, Ohio in April. Heavyweight Bobby Telford from the University of Iowa won 3 of his 4 matches in this challenging event. He was named the Mat.com Wrestler of the Week for his outstanding performance. 3 U.S. wrestlers won 2 matches over the weekend. They include Tony Ramos of Iowa at 132 pounds and Michigan high school star Taylor Massa at 163 pounds and Idaho high school standout Tanner Hall at 211 pounds. Pennsylvania 110-pound prep standout Nick Roberts and Oklahoma State's 145-pounder Josh Kindig both won a match each. Stay tuned, there's more. You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly. Wrestling fans, USA Wrestling has launched a top social networking site designed for you. USA Wrestling Nation is the latest innovation provided to the wrestling community by our sports national governing body, USA Wrestling. Post photos, blogs, and videos, interact on boards. Keep up with your favorite wrestling personalities with USA Wrestling Nation. It's free to register. Join the thousands of wrestling fans that have already signed up and become a part of the USA Wrestling Nation at usawrestlingnation.com. Well, the top honor in high school wrestling is to be named to the first team of the ASICS High School All-American Wrestling Squad. The 26th annual ASICS team was announced this week. It includes the nation's best high school wrestlers. The ASICS All-American team is selected by a nationwide panel of wrestling experts and is the only national all-star team for which wrestlers enrolled in all 4 high school grades are eligible. Among those honored on the first team were Logan Storley of Webster High School in South Dakota, only the 3rd American wrestler to win 6 high school state titles. Storley, a junior nationals champion, received first team honors at 171 pounds. Destin McCauley of Apple Valley High in Minnesota, the 3rd wrestler to win 5 Minnesota state crowns, making the first team at 152 pounds. He was outstanding wrestler at the junior nationals in freestyle last year. Now, the first team combined for an amazing 42 state or national prep championships. 4-time state champions included Jesse Thilke of Germantown High in Wisconsin at 130 pounds and 135-pounder Hunter Stieber of Ohio's Monroeville High. Now, the 14 first-team members also combined to post 4 junior national and 11 cadet national titles. The 3-time state champion, 189-pound senior Morgan McIntosh of California's powerful Cavalry Chapel High and 215-pounder Tanner Hall of Idaho's Meridian High were honored. Both were junior national champions last year. 4 of the first-team members are from the Keystone State, Pennsylvania. 119-pound junior Jimmy Gillibon of Derry High, 125-pound speedster senior Nico Megaludis of Murraysville Franklin Regional High, senior and 140-pound star Evan Henderson of Salzburg-Kiski School, and senior Nick Hodgson of Wyomingson High at 145 pounds. Included on the roster were a pair of sophomores from New Jersey, 112-pound 2-time state champion Anthony Ashnault of South Plainfield High, and 285-pound big man national prep champion Brooks Black of Blair Academy made the first team. Junior 103-pounder from Iowa City West High is Philip Laux, along with Taylor Massa of St. John's High in Michigan. They round out the first team. Blair Academy had 5 selections overall, all to the first, second, and third teams. St. Pear's Graham of Ohio also had 5, all honorable mention selections. Apple Valley of Minnesota and Brandon of Florida each had 4 overall selections. Rounding out the top states were Pennsylvania, who placed 17 athletes on the squad. Ohio had 15, New Jersey had 11, and California finished with 10. In total, 112 wrestlers selected came from 26 different states. Well, fans will see many of these stars in action at the A6 Vaughn Junior and Cadet National Championships later this summer in Fargo, North Dakota, where the team will be recognized and the A6 Wrestler of the Year will be announced. We'll be all waiting for that. Well, the U.S. Wrestling Committee is celebrating a decision by Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association to add girls wrestling as an official high school sport in the state. Now, a proposal to start the sport was unanimously approved by the MIAA Board of Directors and passed by the state's athletic council. Massachusetts will now join Texas, Hawaii, Washington, and California in sponsoring official state competition for girls. Massachusetts is the first state east of the Mississippi to provide this opportunity on the high school level. The proposal was developed by USA Wrestling's state chairperson in Massachusetts, Aaron Polanski. The Massachusetts chair is also a wrestling coach at Bristol Agricultural High School and tells us about the process which led to the decision.
The most important thing we can do is really delineate and make it known that wrestling is not a boys or a girls sport. Wrestling is a sport that offers 2 separate forums for these folks to compete. I think my administration has been extremely supportive in the idea that we may be able to implement a program like this if funds allow for it.
Well, another USA Wrestling leader was honored recently. Oklahoma State Chairperson Archie Randall was recognized for his impact on local tourism by the Oklahoma City Convention and Visitors Bureau at their 2nd annual Hometown Heroes Luncheon. Among the 7 honored at the event, Randall is the head coach at Oklahoma City University, coaching both men's and women's teams. The coach was recognized for helping bring major USA Wrestling events to the city. They include the U.S. World Team Trials at the Cox Convention Center in June, the National Junior Dual Meet Championships at Oklahoma City University also in June, and in March the USA Wrestling Girls Folk Style Nationals.
We've brought in probably 3 to 4 national events. Bringing in those events for the city is important because it brings newcomers to the city, brings in new visitors to the city. The use of Oklahoma City University facilities, which our facilities are great, highlights our school. Plus, it gives visibility to our wrestling program.
It's time for the USA Wrestling Photo of the Week feature. These pictures are sent in by wrestling families and fans from around the country. They're also being considered for the photo contest page in USA Wrestler magazine, as well as for the USA Wrestling Facebook page. This week's USA Wrestling Weekly Photo of the Week is taken by Bill Lambert. It depicts 10-year-old Connor Siddons of the Huntley Junior Red Raiders Club in Illinois going for a fall in the bronze medal bout at the IKWF North Sectional Championships. Well, to have your photographs considered for USA Wrestling's photo contest, email them to Gary Abbott at gabbott@usawrestling.org. Well, in this week's USA Wrestling Greats segment, we profile one of the greatest Greco-Roman wrestlers in history, world champion and Olympic medalist Dennis Hall. Next week, Hall will be inducted as a distinguished member of the National Wrestling Hall of Fame in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and deservedly so. Hall was one of the greatest Greco-Roman wrestlers in U.S. history with 3 career Olympic and world medals. He was the 1995 world champion, becoming only the 2nd American at that time to win a Greco-Roman world title. Hall captured a silver medal at the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta and won a world bronze medal in 1994. Dennis competed on 3 U.S. Olympic teams in Greco-Roman. In addition to his silver in Atlanta, Hall was 8th in the 92 Olympic Games in Spain and also competed in the 2004 Olympic Games in Athens. Now, at the age of 19, Hall qualified for his first U.S. World Team in 1990 and went on to make a total of 10 U.S. World or Olympic teams. Hall won the Pan American Games in both 1995 and 99. Considered by many of his contemporaries as an Ironman, Hall was a U.S. Nationals champion for 10 straight years from 92 through 2001. Hall was also 2nd in the 2000 U.S. Olympic team trials, qualifying for the U.S. Greco-Roman national team some 15 times. Hall is originally from Hartford, Wisconsin, where he won 3 state high school titles and was a 3-time junior nationals Greco-Roman champion as well. He attended the University of Wisconsin for 1 year, ultimately deciding to focus full-time on his Greco-Roman career. His resume is packed as he has coaching experience in the high school and collegiate levels and has served 1 year as the head coach of the USOEC Greco-Roman team at Northern Michigan University. Hall mentors top youth wrestlers in Wisconsin, including current U.S. Open champion Ben Provisor and junior world team member Jesse Thoke. You can download action and top-level technique video of wrestling legends and more when you visit thewrestlinggreats.com. News now out of Colorado Springs. Elections will be held at the next USA Wrestling Board of Directors meeting to fill positions on several standing committees. Positions available on the following committees include Finance, Sports Science, USA Wrestling Marketing, Legislative, and International Exchange. The chair of the Insurance Committee will also be elected. A 2-year commitment is required as terms for these positions. Any member with a current USA Wrestling membership card is eligible to serve on these standing committees, and any current member may also nominate another. Nomination forms can be found on themat.com and must be received no later than July 15th. We encourage you to consider a leadership position on USA Wrestling committees. Stay tuned. You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
Excellence like this takes a lifetime to achieve. So when athletes you've been watching all your life reach for world levels of competition, why not spend some quality time and just enjoy the show? Don't miss the 2011 U.S. World Team Trials, June 9th through 11th in Oklahoma City. Brought to you by ASICS, the official sponsor of USA Wrestling's national teams. Reserve your tickets now.
Well, the big news in college football this week was the coaching change at The Ohio State with the resignation of Jim Tressel and the hiring of Luke Fickell as the new interim head coach for the Buckeyes. Wrestling fans remember that Fickell was one of the nation's best high school wrestlers before he pursued his career in college football. Fickell was a state wrestling champion for DeSales High School in Columbus, Ohio. He was a 2-time ASICS Junior National Freestyle Champion, capturing titles in 1990 and 91, and was named to the ASICS All-American Wrestling First Team after his senior year in 92 and was a second-team member after his junior year in 91. Now, many consider Fickell one of Ohio's very best heavyweights. In college, Fickell played football at The Ohio State from 92 through 96, redshirting the first year and then starting 4 seasons at nose guard. He started a school record 50 consecutive games between 93 and 96, concluding his Ohio State career with a total of 212 tackles. Fickell's been on the Ohio State football coaching staff now for 9 years. His most recent positions prior to his appointment to interim head coach was as co-defensive coordinator and linebackers coach. USA Wrestling recognizes one of its past champions with congratulations, Luke Fickell, for taking over one of the most respected college football programs in the country. Well, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes launched a wrestling ministry in 2009, which is focused upon serving coaches and athletes in our sport. The largest Christian sports ministry in the world, the FCA, has developed programs in 10 different sports now. Well, this spring, the FCA selected a new dynamic wrestling director to serve as the professional leader for this ministry, longtime Illinois assistant wrestling coach Carl Perry. He assumed his FCA duties after the completion of the NCAA championships in Philly. Perry was a 2000 NCAA champion for Illinois and served on its coaching staff for some 9 years, including 2 seasons as its head assistant. Perry was introduced in his new position during the annual FCA Champions Breakfast held every year during the NCAA championships. Perry provided some of his vision for his new position in his address to those who attended that very special FCA event.
FCA wrestling, I believe that's the kind of impact that we can have on our wrestlers today on all levels. I think that we can be a great resource for our Christian wrestlers, and for that matter, non-Christian wrestlers. It's amazing because it can be life-changing, life-altering. I mean, it can directly impact the hearts and ultimately the sport of wrestling in a powerful and dynamic way.
For more information on FCA Wrestling, click through to the website at fcawrestling.org. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you all next week right here on USA Wrestling Weekly. Have a good one, everybody.